police informants, and
Okay.
yeah, I've noticed it's circulating a lot. Like obviously, a lot of people are getting accused of things, but also it's like I saw an interview where someone was talking about there's a lot of people in that in that criminal lifestyle. A lot, like
Yeah.
a high percentage of them cooperate with police, bro.
100%, bro.
100%.
100%. You know,
I'm kind of happy that this has been highlighted, bro, because it's prevalent, bro. It's been happening for years, bro. You understand what I mean?
yeah, yeah. I think you know what, yeah, you don't want to get too personal with it, but for me, like obviously when you're doing criminal acts, there's a lot of shady man involved in criminal acts. You understand what I'm saying to you? You know,
100%.
obviously coming where we're coming from and coming from our environment, a lot of the youth done it because that's the only way they thought they could make money. You know,
What
because
crime and that,
even
yeah?
crime, you
Yeah,
know, because even look at us as we was growing up, you saw more and more say youths that finished school or was at college, but they wanted to start hustling. They wanted to start doing things because they thought that they thought that was the only way they're going to get to where they needed to be. You get what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I think it's two things. I think it's glamorized, but also it's a quick route. It's a quick. Let's be honest. It's a quick, clear route to get money. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah. An easy route. Well, kind of easy at some stages, but yeah, an easier route. You know, but then you also get the characters that are just shady. You know, no morals, no nothing. So when you're in the criminal game, you can't expect any form of trust. You can't expect people not to do you dirty. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Well, bruv, I think that's what it is, bro. It's like because to me, it's like man just want to cheat because like for us, when we lived that lifestyle, we had to rely on us, us, big, our sense, like being intelligent, moving right, and just you know what I mean, cutting down
Mm,
the chance of you getting arrested or whatever. But a lot of these men just want to be out here, bait, high profile, but still want to stay out of jail. You
but
understand
that's
what
the
I mean?
one. That's the one.
Do you get what I
Because
mean?
yeah, you find out because obviously when you're all coming up, and man them is trying to think there's a certain form of loyalty because man them is coming up together, making more money together.
Yeah,
But I felt like once the game got to a certain threshold, and like you said, when you got the high profile man, that when you're living a good life, especially when you got family and a woman and kids, some man ain't gonna jeopardize that for you. You understand what I'm saying to you?
yeah, but bro, but man's been snitching from before. Even man
Yeah,
without
yeah,
kids, man. But yeah, but that makes I think certain man are vulnerable. Like certain man are fragile, bro. Like so, certain man, like you said, once they get, it's like they'll once they get apprehended. Then they start thinking about their woman and their picnic. Then they're in stage
yeah,
and they
yeah,
want a ball, and then they're just thinking, "How can I get out of this situation?" Do you understand what I mean?
yeah.
But the reality
Especially
is,
when they look at, you know, some man is when they're looking a long time. Some man for less than nothing. You understand? You
yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah, exactly, bro. But what it is, you supposed to know, like, and this is the thing, where enough man just don't learn. Do you understand what I mean? Because you're supposed to know, okay, this is what's at stake. Is it a risk I want to take or is it not a risk I want to take? Because the relevant is, yeah,
Mm,
like, especially man who get older, the relevant is, yeah, man, a lot of time people get nicked, bro. That's where it is. The chances of you
yeah.
getting caught are high. Let's be honest, bro.
It's
So
very high, bro.
So, and that's
It's
why
very.
I never understand how there's certain man when they're in jail, they're stressed, bro. As soon as they touch road, it's like the fresh air licks them, and they forget about everything that was going on in that place there. You understand what I mean?
Mm, yeah.
But
Yeah, well, that's when some man start snitching after a certain amount of thinking they can't go back yet, you know, after a certain amount of time they done. But then you also, what I realize, yeah, is that some of them, you know, that, and I realized this when I was around some old school English gangsters that was kind of, their name was always associated with snitching. You understand what I'm saying to you?
mm,
And they've kind of passed down this thing is that it's part of the game. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
yeah,
Like, snitching, you gotta give up someone sometimes. You gotta give up people, you
but you
know,
know,
and that's what I never liked. You understand what I'm saying to you?
but
And
bro,
then
you know
what?
what it is? It, go on, sorry.
then what you see after that is that what started to get thing like a man of the team and they felt like they was the team. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying to you?
yeah,
And sometimes man want to link them just to be part of that team more, that kind of notoriety that's around that team. And then man say, well, listen, this is the team. Everyone else we can give them up. And it's not, and
yeah.
it's okay. You
Well,
get what I'm saying?
Well, that's what it is, because that's what a lot of people don't understand. There's two things. It's the same thing. Said there's a lot of high profile man and old like bigger man that do look it like it's part of the game, but no one
Mm,
ain't telling the young. No one ain't telling the young G's that, bro. Do you understand what I mean?
mm.
They're just using their pawns, bro. You understand what I mean? So they're just
But when I say part of the game is like you got to give up
no.
people every now and again.
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, so they're doing it, but these young G's are not understanding that these high profile man will give them up for less than
Hundred
nothing.
percent,
So they're getting in
hundred
and they're
percent,
being loyal to these men who they're just a pawn, they're just fodder. They'll just hand them
hundred
over
percent.
when they need to. But like you said, and a lot of people don't understand, like you said, because a lot of man are highlighting that a lot of man are informers, a lot of man are snitch, but a lot of people don't understand that it's not just one man. There's the whole team are in like they all work,
100%.
they all understand that we give up, man. If one man's in jail, the man them on road will line up people to give up to get them out of
Yeah,
jail. Do you
bro.
understand? I mean, it's brutal.
Come on,
It's
bro.
brutal.
Come on, bro. Look, we've heard, we've heard things third party that when man say, put this there, and then tell me he's got it, and I'll phone the feds and I can get out of jail.
Tip
Them things
off.
that happen, innit?
Tip off. Come on, bro. It happens, bro. That's why I say these young youths, and they're getting in because they're getting in thinking that right, a lot of these high profile man that they've accumulated what they've done, established themselves, done and been able to do all this dirt and stay on road, not understanding what they're doing to stay on road. Do you understand what I
Exactly,
mean? Not
exactly,
yeah,
exactly. Because
it's ruthless, bro.
you see it. You see it. You start to see when you're where you start to see bare different youths and man that's around different individuals just coming to the can, but that individuals have never come to the can. And I'm looking at them thinking, ain't you having a light bulb moment? You understand what I'm saying to you?
But
You
bro,
get
can I be
me?
honest with you? Some of them do because even when years ago, when obviously man was still dilly dallying, there used to be people that used to come that link me, and I was thinking, why are you linking me when I know them big man on your block got it? Do you understand what I mean?
Mm,
But then I
mm.
realized that they realized that every time the man was linking them, something was happening. You understand what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
some of them, after a while, they do after through them being thing, but it's yeah, bro. Even one time, yeah. I see one thing online, yeah, where some brother they was bigging up one guy and they was saying, yeah, that when he come out, he saw how I was moving and he gave us somewhere. He approached us and said, yeah, he's got somewhere we can keep all our bits and bobs, yeah. And then the place ended up getting raided and they ended up going in jail. But they even put two and two together that this guy approached you, said to you, I've got somewhere. You don't know the guy like that. He said, if you lot need somewhere to put things, we'll put it there. Then it gets licked over by a boy. Them you lot end up in thing, and you ain't understand. This guy gave you lot up. Do you
Yeah,
understand what I
yeah,
mean? It's brutal,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, yeah. That's definitely that happens a lot in it, bruv.
100%,
You
bro.
know. But yeah, it's deep still, bruv. It's deep. But and also, what you find is that a lot of these men, they've actually got a lot of fear. Some of them, you understand what
Yeah,
I'm
of
saying to
course
you.
they are.
So these men that they would still keep up excess amount of, violence or whatever,
Yeah,
to the extreme, but they're snitches.
yeah,
You
yeah,
understand
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
So
exactly.
they've
Yeah.
also got that fear factor where man might even be scared to speak up because they're that kind of locked in with the boy them. I even say the government because it's getting to some serious levels that they can't even speak up because or if they talk up to the man, he can still get things done. You understand what I'm saying
Well,
to
that's
you?
because there's a lot of man that like said that be giving up when they're in there. The penny drops, but then when they get out, what is that? Remember they're giving man up, but they've all got people to replace them. So there's
Mm,
still people when they come out. There's people that they've got around them. They still got man who they still got you so they can push their buttons. So
mm.
and like I said, they're dangerous and they don't. As well. When a man feels like this, what you got to understand is when a man feels like they're untouchable, bro. Yeah. When a man feels like they ain't got to worry about getting nicked and all that, bruv. they're quick to push buttons, bro. You understand
100%.
what I mean? They're quick to put. There's no
100%.
thinking about it. There's no, like when you're in reality, bro. Yeah, if you ain't a snitch and you got a step, yeah, you got a lot to think about because that's a life-changing step you're gonna take, bro. Do you understand
Bro,
what I mean,
but you know how I looking at the not even I'm gonna say not even say snitching because it's bigger than that. Yeah, is the position that these men are put in. To kind of snitch on man and run certain elements of the areas and ends. It's almost like the Django. Like they're the new house Negroes, bro. You understand what I'm saying to
bro?
you?
Okay,
Am I going too deep? But they're the new because they're giving power and order,
yeah,
bro.
well, they're giving up
Yeah,
their
yeah,
own. Well, yeah, because they're giving up their. They don't care about. Like I said, they use a pawn. They don't care that they're giving up innocent youths. They don't care that they're pushing youths to bun innocent youths. Not on.
yeah.
They don't respect. They're not respecting life, bro. So just saying, they're not
They're not.
respecting the youth's life that they don't. Yeah, it's skullduggery, bro. Do you
Yeah,
understand what I mean, bro?
it's messy still, bro. It's
But
messy.
that's how
It's
you
very
know as well.
messy.
You see the thing is as well, bruv. This is what you got to remember. Like, so for example, with us, yeah, we got into it, yeah, because we wanted money, bro. But a lot of men get into it because they want to be that guy. So to get
100%.
the money, so because for us, we didn't mind being low key and being under the radar as long as the money was matching up. You understand what I mean?
Yeah,
But a lot of men,
100%.
they don't want to be getting money under the radar. They want everyone to know, yeah, I'm that guy. I'm outside.
Yeah,
Do you understand what I mean?
yeah,
So
and let's
they
do it.
can't coexist. They can't without snitching. They can't be out here like
It
that. Do you understand
can't
what I mean,
exist, bruv. But let me tell you something. We know when you're on roads, and the minute you get bait, we know how feds move in it, bruv.
bro?
You understand what I'm saying? So I never understood if you're rapping or if you're doing whatever, if you're on the camera and feds and you're talking to me, it don't take feds
Bro,
10 minutes to put operation on you, bruv.
we
And you can't
know
move, bruv.
we've come under scrutiny. We've come under scrutiny from the boy them, yeah. And
Mm.
we know it don't take much for them to get onto you, bro.
Bruv. And we know what it's like when they're onto you, bruv.
They know
Don't
what
get
it's
me
like
wrong,
when they're onto
man,
you,
we survive, but you know what it's like when every time you go to your car, there's a Fed car there. Every time you drive, Feds are onto you. Wherever you go, it's just mad for a minute. You understand what I'm saying to
for a
you?
minute. It's you can't even. Yeah, it's peak.
It's
Trust
peak,
me.
bruv.
So I don't
It's peak.
understand. That's why I don't understand how high profile man are up and down and this, that, and the other and operating from certain bits, bro. Like I can't
Yeah,
imagine operating in an area
bruv,
where boy them know me fully. Do you understand what I mean?
it's deep, bro. It's deep. Yeah, even places like when man was out of the area, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Trust me, bro.
You
Yeah,
know,
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's kind of it's kind of peak
it,
still.
it, like I said, like you said, it's made acceptable to too much people. Too much people are okay with it, bruv.
Yeah.
Too much man to say it's just part of the game, and it's they still got their profile, they still got their little crew and their pattern, and they're just snitching, like giving up man left, right, and center,
And
and,
that's what
and charging it to the game.
And
You know what I'm saying?
and especially man who feel like people can't chat to them. They're the
Yeah,
ones most likely to do it, bro. Because even I
they're the
remember
worst.
from you man days, there was
They're
man
the worst.
that thought that no one could have talked for them, and they was doing a bag of talking, bro. Do you
Bro.
understand what I mean?
Yeah, you know. But like I said, there's a lot of them man there that might be plugged in with the old school English gangsters. But I'm not gonna put them man all under the same general because only a few, it's not all of them, innit? But they have been passed down that you've got to, if you want to win, you've got to give up, man. You understand what I'm
Bro,
saying to you?
listen, let me tell you something, bro. Even like see like on a high level, we see when you're dealing with certain like plugs, bruv, yeah. Even
Mm.
from years ago, bro, I remember a big man telling me, bro, them plugs will work with you, but understand they give people up, bro. They have
Yeah,
to give people up, bro. And I was always mindful of that, bro. Like on all like the man the man that's feeding you will give you up, bro. You like
bro.
people,
Let me tell you something. Yeah, you see, the last time I was away, yeah, I was around one of the biggest man I would say in the country, if not. But and when I was younger, I would have loved that link. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying to
mm,
you? When I was proper active, I would have said yes, boom, boom, boom. But where now man's turning what was I like turning 35, you to getting big, I'm thinking, boy, I can't come back again. And like you said, that thinking, if this man just want me just to give me up, bruv. You know, you're in there doing a big bird, you know. You get what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
want to come
yeah.
home, man could send you to on the something that could change your life, you know, for forever, you know. But then I'm thinking, you could be you. I know how certain man work. I'm not gonna be that prawn. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Of course.
You
Yeah,
get me?
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but you know what it is as well, bruv? And that's another thing, yeah. One thing as well, you always got to be mindful of the company you keep. It's, and
Mm,
this is with regards to uh, that lifestyle, criminal lifestyle, but also in general, no matter what, you have to be mindful of the company you keep, who you allow around you, and who you choose to align with, because not everyone's compatible with what you got going on. You understand what I mean?
100%.
And you might feel like you need to align with particular people to maybe elevate whatever you're involved in. And sometimes they'll be your downfall. They'll be the one to sink your ship. Do you understand what I mean?
100%, bro. 100%. We see that too much, bro. You know, sometimes man that's getting their quiet money low key, but they're good. Their team's strong, but then they look for someone who they might consider more high profile. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, give them that a bit more exposure. But then man got their own agenda. You understand what I'm saying?
Well,
You
that's what it
know?
is, bro. And even and the thing is, their own agenda, but also they're just not. Why if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So if you
100%,
don't
bro.
you might feel like someone might, okay, yeah, that person's, and you know that's why also like you might feel like someone's, like I said, higher profile, got more, like, if you want to be like, you know, if you aspire to be something, you might think, yeah, they can help you get there quicker with them by your
Mm.
side. But also that shows sometimes you got to recognize what you got within. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you got to also
Mm.
recognize what you've got around you. Because sometimes you don't
Mm.
need the extras, the accessories, bro. Do you understand what I mean?
Mm.
Sometimes what you, and also it's recognizing what you are, because if you've managed to build yourself and get yourself in a good situation, you don't need other people. You don't always need to align yourself with just any and anyone. Do you understand what I
Mm.
mean?
Mm.
Do you get what I'm
No,
saying, though?
100%, bro. Yeah, yeah, definitely, bro. Definitely, bro. Just stick to what you know, bro. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know? But
Yeah,
yeah, because you see enough man just infiltrate different man's, you know, operations and sabotage it, bro. You know, because they ain't got no, they didn't help build it. You know, they didn't go through that process, so there's nothing. They don't care either way. You understand?
yeah, yeah. But no, and you know it as well. Also, yeah, they might have some issues that they're dealing with that you're not aware of. So they might not even purposely sabotage it, but it's just whatever they got going on, whatever they got going in internally, yeah, they can't function how you function.
Mm.
And also as well, some people, how they function, it works for them. So if they're used to functioning in dysfunction, you understand what I mean? Or what's dysfunctional for them, for you, is normal for them. So they might drag you into to something that you are not ready for. That's out of your thing, that out of your comfort zone. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Where
yeah,
but for them
definitely.
it's normal. That like that how that lifestyle's normal to them. That's, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
But for
yeah.
you, that's not you. So then
Mm.
why don't bring that around yourself? Do you understand what I mean?
Mm.
Do you get
Mm.
what I mean? So it's
Mm.
not even that. So some man just got that they can. Some, you know how, bro. Even that in work environments, bro. There's some man that you might see how they work and they got everything everywhere, but they can function. Where for you, like, nah, I need things to be a bit more tidy. I need
Yeah,
things
yeah, yeah,
organized.
yeah.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, definitely, definitely. Yeah, yeah, 100%. Everyone works different, and you got to align yourself with people that kind of you can work with and be compatible with. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, bro.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, no, definitely. You definitely 100%. Like it's too serious out, and it's the consequences are too high not to be mindful who you're, especially building with. You know, the different things from socializing. You know, there might be man that you just rave with. You understand what I'm saying
Yeah,
to you?
yeah, 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 hundred
Or
percent.
go and play football with, or you know, look how much different man we play football with, or go to a club with, or do different things. You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying to you?
yeah. That's right. Go on, sorry.
But then it's a different thing when you're bringing someone into your bread and butter, bro. What you're using to build your wealth and build your ambitions and what you're trying to achieve is a big difference. You understand what I'm saying to you?
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's
It-
true,
it-
and as well, as much as you, sorry, go on, I keep cutting. Go on.
now you got to take yourself more seriously, like in the sense of like a job interview. You got to make sure that person fits the job and fits the role, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but you know what happens as well, bro? Because sometimes some people recognize that person is not the one yet, but they got love for them. Where
Yeah,
really, but the thing is, yeah, if someone shows you, if like say, if you had someone around you 3 years ago and they weren't ready, or they were just they brought destruction to what you're trying to do, yeah, then they're more than like they ain't changed. Or you need to make sure they have changed before you involve them, especially if you're involving them deeply into what you're doing. You need to
mm.
be making sure, okay, this guy, yeah, you know what I mean? But then, like you
But
said, sometimes you can keep, man, if you check for someone, because we got people that we like, that man might link them for a juice, or man might link them for food, but you don't need to come and be my right hand man. You understand what I mean?
yeah,
Do
yeah.
you get what I mean?
Mm. Nah, definitely, 100%, 100%. No, 100% still.
Mm, trust me, bro.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You got to kind of be mindful still.
You have to be, bro. You have to be.
Mm.
There's
Mm.
too much. There's too much. At
But also,
gone.
so they've got to be willing to kind. If you're especially like we're saying, be mindful of people's company or who you're bringing into. Because we're saying who you roll with when you're doing certain things, innit? You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? If it's your thing, they got to be willing to kind of play the position, learn, roll. You understand what I'm saying to you? Not
mm.
come in and you cannot control them, bro. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Oh, you definitely can't have someone around you can't control. You can't, bro. You can't. How's that gonna work, bro? You can't
Ain't
even
gonna
me.
work.
I can't have someone work with me who ain't gonna listen. Then I'll just say, you know what?
It's
You
not.
know, even,
It
even if
don't
I
make
don't,
sense to me, bro.
even if I don't say, even if I don't say to you, bro, if you're making me talk too much or explain myself too much, it's more than likely tomorrow you're not getting a phone call from me. Do you understand what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you understand me? If you're in, especially, it's not like if you're doing something with someone side by side, then yeah, there's room to
Yeah,
reason
the debate, innit?
and discuss things. But if someone's bringing you to a table, then bro, you need to listen. And if you're not listening, you need to remove yourself from the table. Do you understand what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, 100%,
Do you understand what I mean,
100%.
bro?
Yeah, 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 yeah. And you're thinking it's just the audacity of this man. You understand what I'm
That's what I mean.
saying?
You're thinking the cheek
You
of
know what I'm
this.
saying?
Are you all right, mate? You don't see what I've built
Yeah,
there. You think like, and this is what I'm saying to you: the audacity. But what it is as well, yeah, it's like, bro, and that's why, because some people are deluded, brother. Do you understand what I mean?
mm,
So, because
mm,
that's a real thing, bro. Because sometimes, like, me and you are self-aware, so we know
mm.
sometimes when we can have chat and when we can't have chat. You
Yeah,
understand what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah,
certain
100%.
times, but there's people that will have the most of chat, and you'll think, bro, are you aware that you ain't brought nothing to this table? Are you aware of
Yeah,
of your capabilities ain't matching up to my capabilities? Do you understand
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But some people, do you get what I mean? But
Nah,
some
nah,
people,
nah,
not saying
100%.
man's got all the answers, but bro, but some people talk more than they should. Do you understand what I mean? And I'm not saying people shouldn't
Yeah,
have an
yeah,
opinion, but
you're right. You're right. I think, you know what? I think that sometimes can be just people's character.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because you come across a lot of people, like that just you think, oh, you're talking too much, or you're not in a position to talk, or you didn't need to say that, but then you realize that it's just their character. Sometimes we thinking, you know, tolerance levels, in it, our tolerance levels might just be a bit lower. You understand
yeah,
what I'm saying
yeah,
to you?
yeah, 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 yeah.
But then obviously, when you work with people, if that person, genuine person, you kind of learn, okay, this is my man's character, this is or her character.
Yeah, but bro,
You understand what I'm saying
it
to you?
depends on the circumstances. So, like,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it's family and all that, then that's fine. Like, we have to work it, you work with it, innit? But,
yeah.
if it's just like but when it's something, for example,
Serious.
that's serious, that's detrimental, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But not even detrimental. If it's something that messes with your money, or if it's something that
yeah.
can
The
cost you
freedom.
your freedom, your life, you understand what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Then
yeah.
if they're not falling into place, then it can't work. Do you understand what I mean?
Mm,
Do you get what
mm,
I'm saying?
mm, definitely, 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 100%, 100%, bro.
Mm, you understand what I
Mm,
mean? But yeah, bro. But some people as well, like they'll have people around them as well that it's just like, you know, like when you're young, yeah, when you're like young, like certain man, like when you was going like to a dance or whatever, you wanted a specific man to be there because you know if anything happens, they're active. You understand what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
bro, then as you get older, you realize I can't really be bringing them man their places, you know, bro. You understand
Yeah,
what I mean? Yeah,
because
you
that
know what I mean?
that is someone's train of thought, bruv. You know, like when you get in a certain position, you're thinking, boy, I need this kind of loose cannon around me. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying
yeah,
to you?
yeah.
You know, just to keep back everyone else off. But like you said, once you get to a certain time, them loose cannons will catch you a big case. You know what I'm saying? Or
Bro,
other circumstances. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, come on, bro. Like,
Mm,
but yeah, bro, it's one of them things, isn't it, bro? Do you know what I mean? But
mm.
yeah, I think in general, you always got to be mindful of your company, man. You got to be aware.
Yeah, de- definitely. The well, to our generation and the next generation coming up, you always got to be mindful of who's around you because you know wolf come in sheep clothes, and you know there's some man you don't know who they're working with, how deep they are. You don't know what they're on. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying
yeah,
to
yeah,
you?
yeah, 100%,
And
bro.
and and don't ignore signs. You know, because some man is just there to sabotage.
Yeah,
You understand what
yeah,
I'm saying to
yeah,
you?
yeah, yeah.
Or like you
Some
said,
man, like they're surrounded by dysfunction and
so
chaos, bro.
it
So
it could come from a case of jealousy, bro. Man could be jealous of what you're going on and just really bad minding and just bunning them. You understand what I'm
yeah,
saying?
it could be anything, bro.
You know, it could be anything, bro. But you know, you just gotta be very mindful of who you're around, you know, and who you're bringing into your immediate circle. You
Yeah,
know, in all walks of life.
in
Do you
all
get what I'm
for life,
saying?
bro. 1,000,000%, bro. 1,000,000%. So. Because
You know,
look, we talk about like the lot, like we had a conversation a few weeks ago about joint enterprise. You know what I mean?
exactly. It
All
ties
the
in.
talk online about informers and snitches. It just shows you got to know who you're bringing around. You've got to be mindful because someone could put you in a life changing situation if you've got the wrong people around you. You understand
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, 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 yeah. Especially if you're ambitious as well. If you're trying to get to a certain level, you really got to build carefully.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? And also recognize what's a business transaction to a friendship or employee transaction. You understand what I'm saying to you?
yeah, of course.
Do you get me? You know, because you can deal with everyone, but you just got to know at what level and what distance. Do you know what I'm
That
saying?
but that's the key, bro. Because what it is, some people, because we've got people that we, whether it's friendships or whatever, that we understand we have to keep at a distance, bro. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's been that for
it's still
years,
cool.
but we but we
Still cool.
but
You know,
we knew that from our early 20s. Yeah, that one there. You
bro.
get me? You
From
need to stay over there. You get me? It's all
from
love, but
from
stay over there, sir.
from earlier than that, bro. Even when we used to go like other areas and we was cool with certain man, with enough man that was tight with, but the certain man we know walk on certain distance. You know what I'm saying to
Yeah,
you, bro?
yeah, yeah. But
You know?
another thing as well. And I think like it's again recognizing, it's a lot of man feel like they need other people because that's another thing. Like today, people feel like they have to, like enough man align themselves so much different people because they feel like it gives them status or whatever. Where
Bro.
if you think about us, yeah, we've never been like that, bro. Like
No, 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 no.
even like there's enough people we could have put ourselves around, even from young growing up. But we didn't feel like unless I was I want to be around my genuine friends. So unless you're my genuine friend or man, then I don't need to be around you. For people to say, yeah, I see him with my man, or I see him with them man there. Yeah, that's never
Mm,
been our thing. That's where a lot of people, as well, a lot of people ignore violations and liabilities because they still want to just be seen with that person. Do you understand what I
bro,
mean?
I've seen it so many times, bro.
Mm,
I've seen it and I've seen people do it. And I thought, and they don't understand when I'm keeping a distance from them, they don't understand why.
yeah,
You understand what
exactly.
I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
Like you said, people overlook that violation just to be around certain man. Like you said, to be seen to be some way affiliated, even if they're taking a piss. Did you get what I'm saying?
Bro, listen to me, bro. There is man that's around. There's a lot of man that's around, man, that has done every to them, but because they
Wow.
still want to be connected to their man there, they will
Bro,
swallow it and still keep
it's
popping
deep,
up.
you know. 'Cause we see it with some of the most high profile like individual that's come out of like the areas. How once their name was up there, everyone tried to associate with them, and then man just kept on violating all of them, bro.
And everyone,
Violating
bro.
everyone, bro. And
And
these
there's
man,
man,
people still was lining up. People still was lining up, and I'm thinking,
bro, listen, I remember certain man coming home saying to me, twin, we need them one day around us, you know. I say, nah, B. You don't see them man that think they run the world, bro. Like, why would you want them? Why would you want them man there around you, bro? Like, you understand what I mean? So a lot of man, bro, they take the vibe, like, and anyone can get, anyone can anything.
anyone can get.
But once someone shows you what they're about, then why are you gonna keep going back? You're a glutton for punishment. Why are you gonna keep going
And you
back for
know,
more?
they say people always show you who they are. You just got to acknowledge it, and you've
Yeah,
got to kind of react to it. If you know, take heed. You understand what I'm saying?
and
People don't hide who they are, bro.
that's another thing as well, bro. Especially, and what a lot of people don't do, when people around them see things and people that you trust and know, and they say, boy, I'm not really feeling that one's energy, you know, they don't listen. Because I've had that, bro, where someone said to me, raw, and I had a man, like I was with a girl, and I had a man in the car, and she didn't feel his energy. When the guy, she goes to me, is that your brethren? I said, yeah. She goes, I'm not feeling him, you know. And my man ended up, and I didn't listen, and he ended up doing some funniness, bro. Do you understand what I mean? So that people will pick up on things. Do you understand what I mean? And whether you want to like, and what, so, and especially if more than if it's a reoccurring thing. So if people a lot of people saying, "Boy, watch that one day," you know, and you don't listen, that you have to take heed, even if you think, "All right, let me be a bit cautious." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Enough guys say that about certain man, innit? Like, raw, them man, are snakes. But sometimes I think about, I know this guy longer than I know you. You
Mm,
understand what I'm saying to you? But
mm,
they say, rare. You know, some girls will say that certain man name that ring too much, they have to be snakes. But I say that's not always true. You
mm,
understand what I'm saying to
mm,
you? You
mm.
get me? But you're right. Enough people will tell you that they don't feel a certain man's energy, and they kind of say whose energy they do feel. You understand what I'm saying to you? You do get that from.
Yeah.
You know, if you got a woman that generally checks for you, she will always kind of give you a heads up, innit?
Yeah,
You
but
know what
it's
I'm saying?
women, it's friends, it's like people will say, well, what you doing? They want that one there and or that guy and whatever. And people actually, they don't want to listen. But a lot of people deny, they know the truth, but they're in denial because, you know what I mean? You might, yeah, it's thing, but
Now
yeah.
you're right, still. But you know, we listen, like you said, because I've had, you know, being a certain man in certain areas with man from that older man from that area, and like man that we know through like certain like dad or uncle, whatever, and they've just pulled the car and said, "What are you doing with these man there? These man ain't your brethren, these man," and it's made me think, and I was thinking. When I was in the car thinking, "Raw, was these man trying to lie me or something?" Did you get what I'm saying? You know, but he was like just was going mad at me in the car, saying, "These men ain't your brethren, we don't trust them, da 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 da." And I'm looking at him, and obviously he's an older man from that area, and these men are from that ends as well. These like kind of just a bit older than me. And I'm thinking, right, he knows something that I don't know, something was supposed to happen. Did you get me? But it just shows you, like you said, man, then will, you know, don't roll with man that you're not sure of, bro. You understand
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, exactly.